Morning and welcome to the Real Podcast. TJ over here, as always, with Holly Regoli. Holly, good morning.
Good morning. You're a little broken up.
I am.
Yeah.
It could just be my voice because I'm like running on fumes over here. You look lovely today. Let's start with
I'm
that.
gonna laugh
I
at
feel like
that.
my day gets off to a better start when I tell you that you look lovely.
There we go.
But
Well,
see, we only
thank
we only
you.
we only record once a week. If I started calling you 7 days a week to start my day like that, I think we'd both get in trouble. So we're gonna do it once a week. So here's my situation right now, and I noticed that you're on your couch. First of all, um, we really have a studio at our office that we should probably do this in. I've been thinking about that, but I'm on my couch because when I was waiting for you to come online, I knocked out again. Like I am so sleep deprived because of this freaking baseball shit. And when I get home from baseball, I mean, last night I was up between like 2 and 4. I was up because I watched a movie. Like my clock's all wound up wrong. I'm exhausted. And then today it rained. I'm like, I'm sleeping all day. I don't give a damn. Those kids and wife are gone. See ya.
um, I've never had to do the baseball thing. My kids were kind of like, well, we did, but it was very short lived. They were really not into it so much. Um, and I had a different experience last night for the very first time. Guess what I did?
What?
I let CJ drive all by himself because he got his license the other day.
Oh my goodness.
Drive to Scouts. I texted another mom friend of mine whose son basically a month ago got his license, and I'm like, wow, am I gonna let him drive to Scouts by himself? I am so nervous, but at the same time, I got back like 3 hours of my life. So I was outside doing yard work. And she put it in the perfect word. She says it's both terrifying and freeing all at the same time.
Now, what
And
would you normally do? Just hang or take them there, but always have it in the back of your mind you got to go back?
I completely missed what you said because you cut completely out.
What did you do before he got his license? Would you take him to Scouts and then go back in 3 hours, or would you hang out there?
No, I would hang out there. I'd either do work there, or a lot of times I'm pretty involved in what they have going on. So, like, if they needed help with stuff, like doing boards of review or helping scouts, like last week, we, I will say, they put on a really good merit badge thing at the state house this past weekend. So,
Mhm.
we had scouts from my son's troop and the troop that my daughter's in, that I'm the assistant scoutmasters for, that were working on, they were each working on like 2 badges. So we had prerequisites for the badge that had to get done before the weekend. So I was sitting with like my girls and some of the boys going over some of the prerequisites last weekend to try to push them through it. I mean, not
So
last weekend, last week.
baseball, Tommy's on 2 teams, right? He's on a little league team and then he's got his AU team. It's every day. And these freaking baseball people, see, so I'm a basketball coach. We run off a clock in basketball practice. Like if I tell you that practice ends at 7:30, they're off the floor at 7:30. These guys, they'll say we're practicing from 7 to 8:30 and like, 10 past 9 we're still there. And then the AAU practice is in Coventry, which is like a 25-minute ride. Like some of these nights, and then I come home, he's got a shower. I'm always hungry if I'm up for that long without eating, so I'm eating, and it's like we're not shutting the lights until damn near 11:30. It's killing me. It's beating me right down.
Yeah,
So
that's
I might
crazy.
drive. He's only 11, but I might let him drive like to Little League at least.
It was such a different experience. I am like a wreck, but it was nice. And it was funny because I mentioned to him, I think last week or something, like, I got to put tracking on your phone. And he's like, why? And I was like, well, because, if I hear there's like an accident wherever, I'm like, I want to be able to check to see, make sure it's not you. He's like, but you're going to be with me. I'm like, dude, you're getting your license. You get your license, you're gone. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what? And even
Oh,
last night, he was afraid to drive by himself.
was he? This is a nerve-wracking feeling. The scariest thing probably for all young people is that first trip on the highway. The first trip on the highway is like scary. I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that. What's doing in the world of real estate?
My mentees are doing pretty good, I have to say.
Nice.
So the other day I got a message from one of my mentees. She's like, I had to put this offer together and get it in an hour, and I'm flying out to Costa Rica. And so she's like, so I didn't really get a chance to have you review it first. So I was reviewing that, and she's like, and can you cover the inspection? And I'm like, I would, but I'm leaving for Cancun and I'm going to be gone too. But she's in Costa Rica. This goes to show, right? As realtors, she's in Costa Rica, and we were texting this morning back and forth to, and she's uploading documents to the new system, and we're going over that kind of stuff. And then I had another mentee. They're all doing this new program in the office, and I don't want to mention it just because I don't know if I can or not, but it's bringing in leads and stuff like that. And it's not the world I'm from. I'm not a cold lead person. I'm more working with Sphere and referrals and stuff like that. But I'm learning some of the stuff from them, but they're getting a lot of action because basically this program, people think that they're reaching out. They're like, I want to book an appointment to see this. And they click on it, and then they're connected to one of the people that are in this program. And I have 3 mentees out of my 4 mentees in this. Is it 3 out of 4? 3 out of 4 of my mentees are in this program right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're having success.
They are. I mean, it's a lot of running around. I have one that has a really, really difficult client right now. And so we're working through that. And then I have another one. What's tough with this one is because they're getting these leads and they're a lot of times meeting people at the property, but because it's required to have a buyer agency agreement in place, they're bringing these buyer agency agreements to the property to have them sign it just for that specific property. So those were some of the things. So I'm going to do some role playing with one of them later on today because she's just not comfortable with the language on it. And I was like, you're just going to go over the contract with them and explain it to them and say, listen, I want you to be informed on what you signed, but we're required to have you sign it as part of the National Association of Realtor regulations, and just go through it that way. And so we're going to role play a little bit with that later.
Here's my recommendation. Say less.
Yes.
The more, when you're talking about, and it's such an insignificant form, especially when we're using the single showing one, because all it is you sign this, we go in the door, and then when we leave, you don't have to talk to me again. That's it. If you start talking about laws, regulations, court cases, different ways we can represent you as a client, compensation, it scares people. Because most people don't understand what the paperwork means anyway. And I would never do this on a listing agreement because there's so much more to it, and it's that form is so freaking pointless that here, sign this. Just let them sign it. I don't even explain the damn thing. Sign this, so we go in the door. But
it's not pointless though. So I did tell her. I said,
so pointless.
It is not.
Well, we've been selling houses in America for 250 years without it, and we did just fine.
Yeah, but we're still required to have them sign it, and I'm a big advocate of people understanding what they're signing. So
sign this so you can go in the door. That's all it says. Sign this, you can go in the door.
But it also says you're going to pay me 2.5%. If I show you this house and you buy it, you're paying me to help you see it.
Are they? Probably them. I don't know. I think the more you explain it, the more intimidating it becomes.
It does. But that's why I told her, I said, don't get tripped up on the compensation part. You're just explaining to them, look, this section says this is just for this house. I would love to work with you beyond this, but I understand you need to get to know me, and here's the basics. And I told her, I said, go through each section and ask them if they have any questions, and you go see the house and go from there. See, I don't like working in programs like that because I think it's a lot of wasted time. I hate wasting time.
Tons, Holly. Tons. And I used to spend, at one point I was spending $2,500 a month on leads from that company. And I came out ahead every month. every month, every month. But
Really?
I was always on the road. And a good conversion rate is like 8%,
That's awful.
6%. You know what I mean? So that means, 90% of the time you're just meeting strangers for no reason.
Yeah, and I don't like that. So I joined another program and I've had it active since January, and it was $3,000 for the year. But the thing that got me on it was that it said, so basically it's using Facebook ads. So in addition to the $3,000 a year, I'm paying $5 a day for Facebook ads. So this company created the ad and it puts it out there. But when people click on the ad, because there was a first ad, it didn't work out so good. But it said, do you want it was a picture of a nice house and it says, do you want a list of homes over $600,000? Click here. So click there. And then it would ask some qualifying questions. It would say what time's the best time to contact you. It would ask your email, your phone number, that kind of stuff. So then it would come into my program and I'd have an AI bot start messaging them. Hey, thanks for reaching out to Holly Regoli. I'm her virtual assistant. We're going to send that list for you, but what kind of things would you be looking for? And sometimes people would text back. Most of the time, people were not texting back. So when I talked to the representative at the company, they're like, well, you need to call them. I'm like, the whole reason why I did this is because the virtual assistant's supposed to call them, and then I'm supposed to get them at the point where they're ready to go. So when I start looking at the training from this company, it said on average, you're supposed to call these people about 18 times to get them to call you back. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
That's an awful lot, man.
That's not, I'm like,
hours of time.
If I call you and text you, because that's what I'll usually do, is I'll call somebody and text them at the same time. I'll call them. If they don't pick up, I text them, or vice versa. I'll text them and say, hey, you reached out to me. I'm going to be calling you from this number. It's different than the number they see online, right? So I will introduce that way. These people don't call me back. So if I do that and they're not calling me back, then they're obviously not interested. The program, though, it says on average, you need to reach out to somebody 18 times. I'm like, that I am not a salesperson. I know our license says salesperson license. I am not a salesperson. I am there to help the people that want to be helped, not stalk people.
18. If you call me 18 times, I hate you.
Yes.
Like the last thing, I work with the competitor of yours across the street on a principal if you call me 18 times. Speaking of which, I got this company that calls me every day from Kentucky. And I am pre-approved for a business loan of, I don't know, $2 million, whatever the number it is. They call. When I hang up on them, it goes right to voicemail. They call every single day. Do you know I would never do business with this company in my life? Like I hate them so much. Mm-hmm. And that's what they want you to do. Then no way. I couldn't do it.
Well, the things with the phone calls too is that people are, my dad, I was talking to him yesterday. He's like, yeah, they got me again. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I got a call saying that there were fraudulent charges on my stuff. So he's like, I started giving them my information. And he's like, and then they had me on the phone over 2 days. And he's like, the people that called him to tell him that he had fraudulent charges were calling him to tell him that so that he would give them his information over the phone. And now both his credit cards are shut down because they got his information.
No.
I'm like, there is so much scammy stuff. So that's why I will text and call somebody too, because I will say, listen, you had clicked on one of my ads. I understand my virtual assistant has been reaching out. But I'd like to get you a list of homes. I'd like to help you, but it's usually easier to have a phone call. Like I'm a real person, I'm not trying to I feel like you have to be so honest and put things out there because there's just so many scams out there. And the amount of people, I'll get so many calls and texts that want me to sign up for every which program, and it's ridiculous. But
a lot of times if you're shopping, and I think this is how that Kentucky company got my number, I'll mess around. If something says we're offering money for flips, I'll look and see what their terms are and shit. Well, sometimes when you're sometimes if you're putting your email address to get more information, they're selling your email address, and now everybody in the world has it. Oh, it's ridiculous. I'll tell you one scam that has nothing to do with real estate, but is not my family, but someone really close to my family. They got the phone call that your granddaughter's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And they pretty much got wiped out. They pretty much got wiped
Yeah.
out. They were going to keep this girl out of jail or something. She was home. What a shame.
One of my good friends' moms that happened to too, because it can also reproduce your voices with AI, um, which
Oh,
is
that's wild.
so creepy, so creepy. And my mom tells me all these kind of stories all the time and stuff. So like I kind of have it. Obviously, you panic, right? But like the
Mm-hmm.
best thing to do is to like call them from another line and make sure that somebody's not like it's a scary, scary thing. There's so many crappy things out there.
Let's go. And
You
it
know,
hurts our business though because I'm not.
yeah.
If I call somebody, there's a reason for it, right? I hate talking on the phone. I really do. If I'm calling someone, I think I can help them solve a problem. But people are naturally now they're much more defensive than they used to be, even 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Like 10 years ago, I would call people like estates, for example. I'll call someone that had a house in probate, and they would be pretty cool almost all the time, even if they weren't going to sell. They'd be like, "Hey, man, no, thanks for reaching out." Now people, you call people and they're like on defense.
Hmm. And you know what? It's where you're located too more than anything. So I was part of this thing for a while. I was using these vitamins called Thrive from Lavelle, and I love them. And it was such a simple concept, right? I actually got off of drinking coffee by using it. I got off of fast food by using it. Like, basically, you took 2 capsules in the morning, you put like a patch on, and the patch itself had things like green tea extract, um, white willow bark, which was almost like it reduces inflammation and acts like a Tylenol or an ibuprofen kind of thing. Like, but all day long I would wear these patches, and then there was a shake that would basically make you go to the bathroom. Um, but I was doing that, and then in order to get it free, right? If I had 2 people that bought it, just 2 people, I'd get it free every month. So a lot of the people that I was like down chain, I guess you would say, from were out in the Midwest, and
Mm-hmm.
they were super successful. Everybody, like they had so many people getting this stuff from them, and they were making a shit ton of money. They're still doing it. I'm still friends with them on Facebook. I'm trying to add them back on Facebook since I lost my thing, but I loved the stuff. Dave just didn't like the fact that I was spending almost $300 a month on it, and people over here are so damn skeptical that nobody wanted to try it. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'm not a salesperson again. So I was like, I would share that I was using it. And if people wanted to try it, I'd let them try it. Or so I had a couple months where I'd get it for free. But to get people over here to do it was ridiculous. But the people out Midwest, everybody is like so trusting. It's so different. I think where you sit in the
I
country.
mean, remember the Advocare? Remember everybody was selling Advocare for a while
I think I remember that. Yeah.
with the Spark energy drink. I had to go. Pam was on that kick. I had to drive all the way to my friend's house to get her this energy drink. It tasted like shit. Didn't do nothing. They come and go. The scans. But anyway, all that kind of shit is to say it hurts our business because then when I'm calling you with a real actual benefit to you, you think I'm trying to sell you. And frankly, I'm not.
Yep.
What it comes down to.
Yeah.
Uh,
So last weekend, to shift subjects, and I can't tell if you can hear me because you keep cutting out. Are you in a bad spot in your house or something?
there's no bad spot to my house.
No,
I
I
mean,
just I keep
hey,
seeing. I can even see your signal every once in a while. It'll say TJ's iPhone, and then the signal's like, bleh.
oh no.
It's because you're using an iPhone. No. Um. So I last weekend, one of my mentees is absolutely amazing, and she set us up with a table for our real estate office at the home show, the Rhode Island Home
Mhm.
Show. And it was really cool. It was funny because I only signed up with her back in the fall because she did it. And I was like, great, she's being ambitious and this is good. I will do it to support her. But I had no real hopes for it because I was like, I don't know, we're going to be standing at a table and I didn't know what to expect, right?
Have you
Um,
ever been before?
so I've never actually walked around it. I used to actually be the facility manager of the building, so I was there for like the setups, the takedowns. My staff was the electricians and the plumbers and all that stuff over there. So
Mhm.
I've seen the behind the scenes, but I've never actually. And maybe I walked up and down, but it was a different thing back then because I wasn't. That was before I got into investing in real estate. It was before I became a realtor. So I I had a different perspective.
Mhm.
Well, what was cool, so there was 6 of us that ended up divvying up the cost and having the booth, my mentee made these awesome brochures that had a little bio about each of us. And we had all this stuff. Like I had magnets and tissues and sanitizers and coloring pages that all had my information on it. The mentee had that stuff. We had ducks, little rubber ducks. The kids love the little rubber ducks. They were awesome. Someone gave out seeds with their information.
So that rubber ducks. Whose idea was that? Yours?
No. So other people from our office had done a booth before in the past, and they said people love rubber ducks. So now we're definitely doing this again next year. And now we have like a game plan of what we're going to do. We gave out almost 1,000 flyers. So we learned each day as we went on. So it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then had we actually put the flyers with our magnets and stuff to begin with, we would have gotten rid of all of them. We only had 200 left out of 1,000. But what was really cool is as people were going by, we're giving them like the magnets I had were like kitchen magnets with like meat temperatures, like what's the cooked meat temperature of like beef, fish, and blah blah blah. What are the cup conversions for if you need a cup and you only have something, I don't know. It some cool things, right? So these are magnets you put on your fridge, but it has my information and a QR code on it. And one of the other realtors had that too. So we gave out a bunch of those, and then we realized, why don't we stick a flyer with each one of those? And so that way we started doing that, but we gave out a lot of our information. But what was really cool, which I had not thought of, was I walked around. I was actually so exhausted, unbelievably exhausted from being there the time that I was there. I walked around to all the booths and I was like, well, I always have clients that are asking me, do you have an electrician? Do you have a plumber? Do you have this? Do you have that? So I walked around to the booths and I learned a few things. So I actually have some of the flyers. So I'm updating my vendor list. So I have a vendor list that I had started with just contacts of people that I use and stuff. But now I've got some more vendors that I picked up from this, but I learned some cool things. So one thing I went to, there was a guy there that had a pellet furnace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A wood pellet furnace. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
I had never seen it. He said they're somewhere around like $30,000, but the fuel cost is less because the pellets tend to cost about 20% less, I think he said, than like oil and propane. But so the payback is not great. It's like 15 years. But I thought it was kind of neat. They actually have these big, giant plastic container thingies that you store outside your house, and they fill it up like they would like oil or propane. They come with a truck and they
Oh, I didn't know
fill it
that.
up.
That's cool. Because the
And it's
guy I
like
know
an
that has
auto.
one used to have to get him. He had to have his garage for it.
He had to
Oh,
what?
that's awesome. He had to pretty much give up half the garage for the pellets.
Yeah, it was. Oh, because
Like
he
he'd
has the
have to get
bags
them
and
like
he's
delivered by the.
them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I thought that was kind of cool. There was another company. I really want one of these. It's biotech, biological architecture. So habitats for humans, super cool. It's like they have these shells basically that you put in, and they come and they build them. And here's the actual brochure. But it's cool because they get covered in like moss and grass and stuff. So you're like kind of living and in the earth, and they're like little dome things, and they're not crazy priced. Like, so this one's called the Sea Grape. It's 276 square feet, right? So I think of these as like little Airbnbs, right? You have them, you get a piece of property up in the mountains somewhere, you make it because they're self-sustainable. They've got like solar panels and all that other stuff. So they're each pod, each thing is like a self-running sort of thing. So this one's called the Sea Grape. It's 276 square feet. It's $21,000. Then they go up to, they had this 4-unit one. What was it? This one's got salmon with garage, 2,900 square feet. And it's got like 2-car garage, and it's $145,000.
No way.
Yeah. And so what this does is it's all the outside, right? So you get they build the whole outside. This is the design and the build with it. They even have gym and classrooms, office, showrooms, bungalows, cabin units. So there was a chain of cabin units that they showed me where they had 4 different units side by side.
Mm-hmm.
And he said with what the guy spent for it, with the 4 units, he's renting them all out Airbnb, and his payback was less than a year.
Wow.
But this is all on the outside. So the inside, obviously, you have to spend your inside costs for your kitchens, your baths, your everything inside. But the whole outside and setup and solar panels and all that stuff runs you around like nothing was over. The most expensive one on here was $145,000.
A unique product.
Do you need what?
Now I said that's a unique product right there.
It was such a unique product.
How many realtor booths were there, give or take?
Just one, just us.
No shit.
Which I didn't know they limited that, because there was like 3, I think there was 4 solar companies, like a gazillion roofing exterior companies, and stuff. But I walked around and I introduced myself, and as I went around, I handed out our flyer too. But I have 2 people that are actually really good leads. One guy that was working at like a roofing exterior company is actually going to be looking for a house, so I'm going to be giving him a call. And I met another lady, and it's so funny because I'm in the Scituate Foster area and I drive up and down a road all the time, and there's 2 companies that I ended up meeting that are literally on Route 6A that I drive by all the time, that I didn't even know were there. That one just recently moved there, the other one just has an office. But one of their companies, and I'll give them a shout out because it was cool and I didn't know you could do this. They have, like, let's say you have a deck and you're selling a house, and it doesn't have a what's it called? A footing,
Yep.
right? Or something's rotted out with a footing and stuff. They have these posts. Actually, I think I saved on the side my special things oh, here it is. It's called Post Tech. So there's screw piles. So let's say you have a deck and you need to put a new post in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know how footings usually you have to dig down, put a sonotube in there, and put the concrete and let it set and all that stuff. These are they're called helixical piles. So they screw into the ground. And
cool.
then you've got a post instantly. You don't have to do anything with the concrete and stuff.
Amazing what people think of.
It's really neat. And so their office is right in Scituate. But it was really neat. And they also have a whole deck company, like they build high-end decks and stuff. Another offshoot of their company, but they were great. They do decks, barns. So the foundation solution for decks, barns, additions, cottages, sunrooms, metal buildings. So you can use those posts in the ground without having to put the concrete sonotubes, which was really cool.
That is a lot of fun. It's physically demanding to pour the concrete too. It really is.
It is, because you got to mix it. You have to like get those. You have to dig the whole
bags. So the home show, that's great that you secured that table. Don't ever lose that spot.
So it was really cool because we were right next to this guy Derek, who is from Made in the Shade. I'll give him a shout out too. So he handles pretty much all of Rhode Island, I believe, for and I think he does go over the line too, but for shades, blinds, awnings, like those kind of things, windows and stuff. And he was great. So I know if I have anyone that needs any of that, he also gave us all a little checkbook so that our buyers, we can give them $250 off of any window treatments or anything like that they would need. So in my closing, in my closing packets now, I'll sign it for them and I'll give it to them. And if they happen to go to him for stuff, then they get a discount if they need any window stuff.
That's nice.
He was great.
You know someone's making good money on their product when they can give away $250. Wow, that's a cool marketing tool for him and for you.
Yeah. We also, so I sat down with Home Depot and I talked to Lowe's. They both had booths there, and I learned some stuff that may be wicked helpful for our followers, because a lot of our followers, I think, are other realtors, investors, and stuff like that. Hopefully, I don't know how many followers we actually have, but here's a tip. So I have a commercial, like a Lowe's Pros account and a Home Depot
Mhm.
Pro account, like commercial account. But some of the things I didn't know, I sat down with one of the Home Depot guys, and they can, like, let's say you buy a house and like you're remodeling it, they not only will get you the materials, but they'll design the things for you. Like, you can sit down with their designer, you give them the square footage of the area, you give them the layout, they'll actually design your cabinets, your bathrooms, and come up with a whole list for you, and then go over pricing to see what they can do to get you the best pricing.
That's cool.
So the pricing that you see in the store is not necessarily the pricing that you're going to get.
And that's for any individual, or that's for just the pro members?
That is a good question.
Because
Actually,
that's helpful. I'll tell you. So I lack creativity and good taste. So when I remodel a house, like I'm not like good at picking shit out. Like that's not my world. And sometimes I'm like I don't care, and I get all mad because I'm like it doesn't look right. It should look better, but I just don't have that kind of taste.
so it looks like it's for anybody. So because this doesn't say just for pros only, I got their whole
Oh,
package
good.
over here. And so it says they also have service providers and stuff too that can do a lot of the stuff. I've heard mixed things about Home Depot service providers. Um, you should, well, so a lot of the people, yes, correct, they're not great. But one of the other guys that was there, it was funny because I walked up to him and he's like, I know you. I'm like, I know you too. And it turned out, so he actually lives in my town and he's kind of like a handyman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his name is John Charland, and he's a handyman in the area, but he's not like he's gonna show up at your house drunk or on drugs, or like, he was like the cleanest cut like guy that, like, he came and did a few years ago. I had a loose couple bricks underneath my wood stove, and he
Mm-hmm.
fixed those, he fixed a screen, like small things, but he can do that kind of stuff to the level of like tiling floors, fixing bathrooms and stuff. But he was telling me that he was signed up as one of the Home Depot contractors, which wasn't working out so good because, I mean, they don't have the greatest reputation. So he's like kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, he does that stuff on his own. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so now Lowe's, I again have had a Lowe's account and a Home Depot account. I tend to go to Lowe's because it's closer to me when I need stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
the other day, I was so frustrated because they had their mulch sale for $2 a bag. And so
Mm-hmm.
I always order it $2 a bag this time of year. And last year I remembered I ordered it and it was delivered to my house. You look like you're gonna fall asleep.
No, it's just the way I am going to fall asleep. That's a fact. But it's the way I'm sitting. I'm looking at myself, and it looks like my eyes are closed. But
They
it's
look like
because
they're closing.
they're not. I just don't feel comfortable holding the phone like this.
Okay.
So when I drop the, see, I'm not changing anything.
Yes. Okay. It looked like you were falling asleep on
Yeah,
me.
no, definitely not. I was looking at myself too, and I'm like, it looks like that. But if I hold it like this, well, we're almost
Okay.
done anyway.
As long as you stay awake. We don't have much time left, but just stay awake for me.
You're not boring me. I want to share a story
So
too at the end, real quick. So go ahead, finish with Lowe's.
so for
They delivered
Lowe's,
it to the. And you want to come drag it?
what?
They delivered it to the Lowe's, and they wanted you to come lug it back to your house.
No. No,
Oh,
no. So last year I ordered it and it was like, I thought I only paid $20 for the delivery, but I guess things had changed, right? So I called Lowe's because I kept trying to order online and it wasn't going through. And I ended up talking to the pro desk and he's like, you know what? It's best for you to come down because there was some issues with converting from the old Lowe's credit card, like my business credit card, to the new credit card, and somehow I was not linked up to earn rewards. So I wasn't able to go to the one in Killingly because the next day, like, I happened to be at near Warwick because I had to bring my son to get his license. And they were amazing. It took us a while. It took us probably like a good half hour, 45 minutes, but we got things straight away. So now I have that pro account. I've got rewards. I ordered 90 bags of mulch that's going to be delivered to my house. I paid $20 for the delivery. I was like,
okay.
that's fantastic, because it wanted me, when I was trying to do it online, to pay $79 for delivery. So I saved
That's a
60
big
bucks
difference.
there.
Mhm.
So with Lowe's Pros, if you are like a business, registered business and stuff like that, and you sign up for a Lowe's Pro account, so you can you can put in an order on your phone, and save it as a quote. and then you can call the pro desk and ask them to put the order through for you, and they can sometimes do better with the pricing that you have online. But
Oh,
they also do additional services over there too. So if you have like a list of a project that you need done, they'll help you to source the stuff. So, I mean, I'm going to start utilizing that
better with
more.
them, for sure.
Yeah,
For
it's better
sure.
than trying to go on your own.
So it's already 10 o'clock. So we're gonna leave it here. But I have a story next. I'm gonna plug a company next week that really hooked me up, and I think it's good. It'll be good for good information for people. So come back next week to hear about that. Mrs. Regoli, where can they find us?
We are the Legit Real Estate Podcast. We
Not
should be
program.
everywhere. No, not program. No, we are the Legit Real Estate Podcast. And you can find us pretty much everywhere you listen to your podcast. You should be able to. Let me know if you can't. We are also on YouTube. If you want to share any stories with us or come on the show, we're always looking for guests. You can email us at the legit real estate podcast at gmail.com. And let me know if you want a sticker. I had stickers made, and I'm happy to send those to anybody that wants a sticker. Let us know. Shoot us an email if you want one.
I need a couple stickers.
Yeah, I'll get them to you next time I see
I
you.
need at least a handful. I want to stick it on my kids, like my kids' notebooks and shit.
Yep, I'm trying to stick them on my kids' water bottles, but they're a little embarrassed. So,
Why?
because they're too cool for me.
I mean, it's not like it's a gaudy. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not a glow stick. It's a sticker.
No, it's a sticker. It says the Legit Real Estate Podcast, and it's got a microphone on it.
Period. It doesn't even
I
have.
like it. Nope, doesn't have our faces. All right. Well, you have a great day.
Listen,
try to stay awake.
If you need me today, call after 2, because between now and 2, I'm not here.
That's funny. No, I'm going to try to get my butt into gear. Have a great day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.